is kind of funny because I'm recording this video after the fact that I created my entire YouTube video, which you'll see obviously in the preceding clips. This week, I decided to choose food as the first topic to go into because who doesn't love food? Who doesn't think about food every waking moment of the day? So for this video, I'm gonna go over a few things. One thing, I'm gonna take you with me to the stores that I go visit. I'll talk about and show you my little grocery haul of what I buy at the stores. I'll also go into some general tips I have for when you walk into a store and things to consider. And I'll also talk about my top 10-ish tips of what I suggest for being more cost-effective when it comes to food. Hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching. Oh shit. Y'all, I forget every time how packed Costco is and how difficult it is to find a freaking spot to park. Now that I've joined the driving license? No, not yet. But it's so hard and it's frustrating. I just needed to say that. We out here grocery store shopping. Okay, I just left from Costco. I'll be honest with you, Costco was crazy. So it's really hard to film stuff, so I came to Trader Joe's for like snacks and stuff for fun. There's jicama wraps as tortillas for tacos, that's crazy. Yo, they got cauliflower pancakes. Trader Joe's is just built different, you guys. Honestly, it was so hard to film in there because one, there was a lot of people at every store I was at. Two, I was nervous because of that. Like recording, I didn't know if it was allowed. I didn't want anyone to yell at me for recording something. So I'm gonna show you everything I bought and talk about the different things I still wanted to. First tip that I tell everyone when you go to a grocery store is to shop on the outskirts of the grocery store. You'll notice that grocery stores are set up with the fresh produce and Whole Foods on the outsides. Once you start going in the aisles, that's where a lot of people start spending money in places that they didn't maybe come in expecting to want to buy, but because those aisles are the ones that are filled with things like cereal boxes and flavored drinks, prepackaged meals, you know, all this stuff is in the aisles. And some things, yeah, go for it, get it. But you're more likely to get distracted in the aisles because that's where the stuff is that is the most processed stuff in the store. That's kind of how grocery stores work. That goes into my second tip. Tip number 2, come in with some sort of idea or list of what you want to shop for. That's gonna help you stick with what you came in looking for. I've done it before where I'm like, I forgot what I wanted. I forgot what I needed. Just better if you go into the store already with like a simple list of what you want. I have a grocery list that I created for y'all in my link tree. In my bio. Tip number 3 and 4, question mark. Don't show up to the grocery store hungry. If you show up hungry, you're more prone to get stuff because you're hungry in that moment, so you're craving more things. You know, do you know what I'm talking about? Right before I went to the grocery store, a can of tuna. Is that weird? I literally will just like open the can and just eat the tuna. Along those lines also, check your fridge, see what you got in there before you go to the store so that you know what you actually need, because sometimes, this happened to me a lot before, where I would go to the store and then be like, did I have bananas? So before I left, I checked my fridge. All I have are some waffles. I have shrimp and chicken. That's my roommate's stuff, not mine. So I knew that I already had 2 different like sources of protein for the week. Please be aware that when I open this fridge, it's not all me. I don't eat all this food. I only have potatoes right now and lemons. I have like a little bit of broccoli left. I have Brussels sprouts and I only have like a part of an onion. I just make a mental note that I have some things. And I have some eggs still. It's like halfway, but it's a big cart. Also, I do this because at least right now on my schedule, it works best for me, but I go shopping Sundays. And I will say, if it frustrates you and you get impatient around big crowds, Sundays is probably the worst day to go because everyone's doing that. So if you're gonna go Sundays, maybe try going in the morning. Afternoons are probably the worst. Everyone does that last minute, and I know from experience. But the last thing I want to stress is how important protein is. I would say your best bet is to make sure that every meal you have does contain protein. I can't stress how important protein is. So I'm gonna show you. It's like a huge salmon. I got it from Costco. This is how important protein is. So I wanted to show you what I bought this week. Just show you a little grocery haul. I'll go through this stuff more in depth, but for dairy, I have my Greek yogurt. Oh no! not the blueberry, I mean blackberries. My milk for my protein shakes, my Greek yogurt for yogurt bowls and stuff for breakfast. Chicken proteins are here, salmon, turkey for mornings, my bread, my carbs, and then I have a bunch of vegetables and fruits. I have bananas this week, butternut squash, a mix variety, Brussels sprouts, green beans, avocado, strawberries, the blackberries, and raspberries. I have my rice that I fill up at the end of like the week. I buy a big bag from Costco, and then I have my oats that I get from the store and then just also refill it. So I get like big portion size ones. I also have my cashew butter. Oh, I tell everyone to buy cashew butter. Please try it. It's so good. I also have my tuna in here. I have Ziploc bags to put things in the fridge when I'm done. I have my olive oil for my cooking. I have my rice cakes right here. What do you call those? Rice Krispies? Yeah. My bark thins. Dark chocolate is much better than any other chocolate in flavor and in health. Cashews, pistachios, and then my oats in the back. Okay, now to talk about like what I bought, right? So my proteins, like my chicken, my huge salmon, turkey, Greek yogurt. Like I was saying, very important. I would recommend you have around 20 to 30 grams per meal, although should be more depending on your goals, how much you weigh. That would look different for everyone. Protein is important also for basic things other than muscle growth. It's also the building blocks to your bones. It helps repair our tissue. Next thing, carbs. Carbs are what fuel us with energy. Typical carbs: bread, rice, sweet potatoes, pastas. They are our main source of energy. There are carb options out there like pastries, cereal, candy, soda are technically carbs, but they're complex carbs, which means they're going to give you the short-term energy that's not going to last too long. Things like sweet potatoes, apples, whole grains in general, they take longer to break down in your body, but that's because they're naturally found in the foods. The healthy fats, cashew butter, avocados, nuts in general. There is a difference between healthy fats and just fats. Fats are important to consume actually. They help us absorb vitamins, support brain and eye health, and they also help with healing wounds, which is kind of crazy, but I learned that. And the one I would really stay away from is the trans fat. There's a lot of trans fat in fast foods, but fats like avocado, fishes like salmon, those are also healthier fats. Peanuts or butters like, almond butter, cashew butter, those are also better options for healthier fats. Although that is still something not to say consume crazy amounts of it, but those are better alternatives than other common fats that people will have. Those are the macronutrients that we consume on a daily basis or should be consuming on a daily basis. What I haven't talked about, which you probably noticed, is the vegetables and the fruits. They are usually categorized differently as micronutrients for things like reproducing cells, for helping our immune system, and basically any basic functions that we have. I love the more expensive fruits, so I love berries. Berries have lots of nutrients. Bananas, I always buy bananas as well. I almost threw up the other day from touching a squishy banana. It was so gross. I will eat bananas in my protein shakes and also oatmeal bowls. That is the only way though. I will not eat these alone. There's so many fruits out there. Pick and choose which ones you like. Fruits are great. There are so many vegetables. I don't even know where to begin, but my staples are usually this variety pack of broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, Brussels sprouts, and I have potatoes in the fridge. Got my green beans and my onion. Just one onion because I'm going to LA soon. Also love butternut squash. I had two people, not one, but two people in the same week. We were talking about food and both of them said they're not vegetable people. There's so many options out there, and I will say putting seasoning on them makes a huge difference. Things like garlic salt, basil, rosemary, chili flakes, things like that will make it taste better. So I know I already went over some like general tips of what I think about when you go into a grocery store, but I did want to talk about tips for saving. I hear this a lot from people that grocery shopping is too expensive. There are some ways that you can save money, and so I wanted to share those ways real quickly. For one, fruits and vegetables that are in season are going to be the cheapest because there's plenty of them, versus vegetables and fruits that are not in season are going to be more expensive because there's a limited supply of them. Second tip is buying non-perishable items online. Places like Amazon has them for much cheaper than if you buy them in person. Those that are in bulk, those that won't, like, they won't go bad for a really long time. If you are trying to save money, buying frozen vegetables doesn't make vegetables any less nutritious. So you can buy frozen vegetables and then unfreeze them and add seasonings, cook them still. If you don't want to just put them in the micro, then they taste bland. This next one is hard for a lot of people because we do this everywhere we go. When there's like a bargain or a buy one, get the next one 50% off, that gets you to get more than you actually came in wanting. Try to hold back from bargains like that, because a lot of the times it just ends up making you spend more money than you would have, and it's all intentional, you know. It's also done on purpose. What is at eye level in grocery stores is actually usually the more expensive items, because they pay more money to get that level. So usually the cheaper items will be higher or lower, and so try not to just get what you see in front of you because it's there, but actually look at the different options and compare. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to point out as a tip is get like a rewards or join like their loyalty program at grocery stores. Most grocery stores are gonna have free loyalty programs that you can join. They give you deals or rewards or discounts for certain things that are out there. Might as well sign up for it. Get those, save those extra dollars or cents, whatever it is. Just wanted to wrap it all up and share that I hope that this was helpful. I hope now you can walk into the grocery store a little more confident. Sorry it came out late. I didn't know how to manage my first weekend without a job, so I overbooked myself a little bit, but still wanted to release it as soon as I could. The last thing I wanted to share is that if you are in need of food or if you are looking for free food resources, you dial 211. You will be connected to a hotline that will connect you to a person who will be able to share with you free food resources in the area in proximity to where you are. If you're a college student, there is also CalFresh, and that allows students who are in need of support with groceries to also have access to some extra income from the government. And on the flip side, if you're someone who is a little bit more comfortable and has flexibility and time around being able to support people in need who need food, there are also local soup kitchens, food banks, and pantries that you can support and volunteer at. As the holidays are approaching, this is a great time where you might have a little bit more flexibility and time on your hands to give back to the community. So if that's something that you're interested in, want to volunteer for a day during the holidays, totally do that. Look up your local food pantry, soup kitchen, or food bank that is looking for volunteers. I just wanted to share those things just in case you are either in need or feel like you can support greater or want to support more in the community. So hopefully this inspires you to do something like that. Please, again, as always, please like this video to support me. Please subscribe if you haven't already to keep up with the future ones. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next week. Bye.